Due diligence refers to a process of conducting a thorough investigation and analysis of a company, organization, or investment opportunity to assess its values, risk, and potential for success. This is typically done as part of a merger, acquisition, investment, or other major business decision. As an investor, doing due diligence before investing in any deal is the key to avoiding disasters. Due diligence falls into three main categories: legal, financial, and commercial due diligence. Today on The Eagle, we shall take a look at EFCC advisory on due diligence in doing business. An interesting topic for people involved in business, I must say. Thanks for joining us on another episode of The Eagle. I am Aisha Muhammad. Acting Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Abdul Karim Chiko, has charged fresh cadets from the Commission's Academy to avoid corrupt practices and adhere strictly to the Code of Integrity and Accountable Conduct. Chiko gave the charge at the graduation ceremony of cadets at the EFCC Academy, Karu, Abuja. Here are details of the passing out parade.
The acting chairman, Abdul Karim Chukol, warned the fresh cadets that the commission has zero tolerance for corruption, indiscipline, and unprofessional conduct. He reminded the cadets that they have sworn to oaths of allegiance, secrecy, and loyalty to the nation, to EFCC, as well as keep strict confidence any knowledge that may come their way in carrying out their duties. Continuing, the EFCC's boss stated that every act of corruption, disloyalty, disobedience, and insubordination will instantly be dealt with, and the defaulters will be shown the exit door. He further tasked the cadets to acquaint themselves with the EFCC's Establishment Act, staff regulations, and manuals to guide them in their daily activities.
The EFCC is presently reorganizing and strategizing as a way of self-appraisal and repositioning. Let me reiterate that the Commission has zero tolerance for corruption, indiscipline, and unprofessional conduct. We have all been sworn to oaths of allegiance and secrecy to be loyal to the nation and the EFCC, as well as treat in strict confidence any information that comes to your knowledge in the course of carrying out your duty. Any act of corruption, disloyalty, disobedience to constituted authority and insubordination will be decisively dealt with, and the defaulters will be shown the exit door.
Speaking in the same vein, the Secretary to the Commission, George Ekpongo, urged the new graduates to uphold the highest levels of integrity and honesty and exhibit appreciable standards of decorum wherever they find themselves.
We are graduating you today, to the cadets. We expect nothing less than that level of integrity. You must, and underscore the word must, be above board. I say this to you because I'm chairman of APDC, and when it comes to discipline, the directors are here. You will not see them smiling to you. If you misbehave, if you compromise your office, we send you back to your parents. And that is why we are saying it to the hearing of the parents, so that even if it is within this period of internship, you are found wanting below the standard that is expected of you, we return you home, and your parents will not be surprised.
Earlier in his opening remarks, the commandant of the EFCC Academy, Peter Ayo Olonihi, called on the cadets to be guided by the truth wherever they go. He further thanked the EFCC chairman, management, and staff of the commission for making the ceremony a reality.
My sincere appreciation to the chairman and management of the EFCC, who's been with us every inch of the way. I declare publicly that the EFCC management did not deny us any of the requests that we made as an academy to ensure the success we celebrate today. Mr. Chairman and management, we are grateful.
The graduation also featured awards in 3 different categories: the Commandant Award, Best Marks Rifles and Pistols Award, and the Merit Award. Ekotun Oluwashola came out as the best graduating cadet, Babalola Modupe Mary second, and Olalere Wahid Abiodun took the 3rd position. Yusuf Muhammad Fawal clinched the Best Rifles Award, and the female Best Marks Rifles Award went to Atele Mary Igwaten. Best Woman Pistol Award went to Hawa Muhammad, and Best Man Pistol Award went to Abubakar Abdullahi Sani. The Commandant Award tagged IT Creative Awards of the Year went to 2 cadets, Salim Sani Zakaria and Anyu Afe Samuel. Both developed an app for the EFCC Academy. Highlights of the event was a drill by some of the graduating cadre. The cadets, numbering 318, were all trained in legal studies, operations, finance, general studies, forensic, field studies, and ICT.
Congratulations to the new Eagles. We hope you will soar high, and together we can rid Nigeria of economic and financial crimes. Acting Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Abdul Karim Chukwu, has expressed the Commission's capacity to train delegates of member countries of the Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa, GIABA. The EFCC boss spoke through the Commandant EFCC Academy, Ayo Olowoniyi, while receiving a team from GIABA on training partnership assessment visit to the Academy. He said it is in the interest of the sub-region to collaborate and cooperate, and since GIABA is there as the coordinating body, it can partner with the EFCC Academy to achieve this one purpose of capacity building and learning to do things together by member countries. Amina Kawa tells us more.
The acting executive chairman, Abdul Karim Chukwu, explained that the EFCC Academy has the required facilities to carry out continuous capacity development through training for law enforcement officers all year round. He pointed out that the Commission has capacity to train delegates of member countries of the Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa, GIABA. A member of the GIABA delegation, Devanti Alibo, stated that the challenges they have is that of the technical assistance program of GIABA to member countries. In 2023 calendar year alone, they have 181 activities. This suggests that they are already overstretched, hence the need for collaboration so that GIABA can outsource or collaborate with the EFCC Academy. The leader of the GIABA delegation and principal officer, strategic planning and resource mobilization, Mam Cheno Jalo, said that the GIABA team visiting the EFCC Academy are highly impressed by the quality and the capacity of the facilities to accommodate huge number of people. Jalo said he looks forward to bringing people from the 17 member states to the EFCC Academy for training as soon as the Memorandum of Understanding MOU between the EFCC and GIABA on the partnership is signed. Amina Kawa reporting for the Eagle.
A coalition of over 20 civil society organizations, CSOs and non-governmental organizations, NGOs, under the aegis of Kwara CSO Observatory has commended the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC for the successes recorded in the anti-corruption fight in Nigeria. The convener of the group and executive director, Media Advocacy and Technology Center, Comrade Musa Aliyu, particularly commended the commission for making observance of rule of law a watchword in its operations. Here are details of this engagement.
Comrade Musa Aliyu gave the commendation during a courtesy visit by the group to the Commander, Ilorin Zonal Command of the EFCC, Michael Nzekwe, at the Commission's office, GRA Ilorin. He said the purpose of the visit was to strengthen relationship with the EFCC to ensure effective implementation administration of Criminal Justice Act, ACJA, in the state. According to him, the group was committed to upholding justice, human rights, and rule of law in line with the ACJA, which was enacted to serve as vital legal framework aimed at improving the criminal justice system in Nigeria. Aliyu stated further that ACJA embodies principles of fairness, expeditiousness, and respect for the rights of both accused and the victims, but lamented its poor implementation, particularly in Kwara State. He stressed that despite the commendable efforts taken to pass the ACJA in Kwara State, there are several challenges hampering its implementation, and these have caused adverse effect on the administration of justice in the state. The group pledged their continuous support to the EFCC and encouraging the Commission to keep up the zeal in the anti-graft war, as the fate of many Nigerians lies in the hands of the Commission. In his response, the Ilorin commander of the EFCC, Michael Nzekwe, expressed delight over the visit. He noted that the anti-corruption fight will yield more positive outcomes if Nigerians decide to own the fight. That as the leading law enforcement agency in Nigeria, the EFCC complies with the provisions of ACJA and will always operate within the ambit of the law. Nzekwe further said that the EFCC is the forefront of tackling the issues of illegal mining in the state, which is a menace that is causing huge damage not only to local and national economy, but the host communities as well. He vowed that inasmuch as the illegal operators are not ready to give up their illegal deals, the EFCC will not also relent in its effort in checking their activities and other forms of corruption in the state. The zonal commander called on the civil society organizations, traditional rulers, and other well-meaning Nigerians to join the commission in educating the masses about the ills of corruption. He particularly called on the illegal miners who penetrate villages to mine mineral resources without licenses to desist, and where they are licensed to pay due royalties to the federal government. On the visits were representatives from Global Builder Initiative, Balkis Hamza, Grassroots Youth Sustainable Leadership Initiative, GYSLI, Musa Idris Buko, Coalition of Kwara North Groups, Muhammad Manzuma, Albarka FM, Ajibade Kende, Fida Kwara, Adebisi Medinat, and the convener of the group, Comrade Musa Aliyu. Bas Abubakar Umar reporting for the Eagle.
Coming up next is conviction updates. Please stay tuned.
One-time American President Ronald Reagan once said, "We must have the courage to do what we know is morally right." This is the effort of the EFCC in making sure that Nigerians from all walks of life stand firm on the path of truth and avoid all forms of economic and financial crimes. By doing this, they won't fall into the hands of the law and form part of the Commission statistics on convictions secured. For the 29th week of 2023, that is 17th to 21st July 2023, the EFCC secured 84 convictions. The headquarters of the Commission and Port Harcourt Command each secured 15 convictions, Kaduna 11, while Lagos, Ilorin and Uyo each got 9. Benin got 8, Ibadan 6, and Enugu Command secured 2 convictions, bringing the total conviction for the week to 84. Join hands with the EFCC and together let's fight the monster eating the good values and morals of our society as we create a Nigeria we can all be proud of. That is a Nigeria of our dreams. That's it on Conviction Updates. I am Golden Onwura.
Due diligence is an investigation, audit, or review performed to confirm facts or details of a matter under consideration. In the financial world, due diligence requires an examination of financial records before entering into a proposed transaction with another party. Let's go to Ojochukutami Eche and our guest so they can take us through all we need to know about due diligence in doing business. Over to you, Ojochukutami.
Thank you so much for joining us on the interview segment of the program. It's another opportunity, another time out with the interview segment, and discussing the topic on the table today with us is Chief Superintendent of the EFCC, CSE Bello Atahir. He is of the Procurement Fraud Section of the Operations Department of the EFCC headquarters. And I say welcome on the program today, CSE Atahir. Okay, now we're going to start from the very beginning. We would like to know the meaning of due diligence before we go into the crux of the matter. What would you say due diligence means?
Okay, viewers, listeners, good day. Nice having you on this program. Due diligence, it depends on the angle you are looking at it. You can look at it from the public point of view. You can also look at it from the private sector. If we were talking about from the public point of view, we can say simply due diligence are reasonable steps taken by a person to ensure that he has not committed any offense. But when it comes to the private sector point of view, we can say due diligence is a comprehensive appraisal of a business taken by a prospective buyer when it comes to business. Probably he wants to invest, to ensure that to assess the assets and liabilities of that business before investing, which is very key in any investment.
So let's look at the different areas that both public and private organizations should carry out due diligence in doing businesses. What are they?
Okay, while looking at the areas that someone needs to conduct due diligence before carrying out a business or in day-to-day running of any organization, for example, from some perspective, before hiring a staff, you need to conduct due diligence on that person before hiring him. You can also look at other areas from general perspective in establishing business relationship. As I've said earlier, before investing in any company, you need to conduct due diligence. Also, when it comes to customers, probably after a while, you realize there are some doubts in the personal biodata of that client or a customer. So you need to also conduct due diligence. There is also policy on KYC, which is know your customer or know your customer business, as the case may be. If a customer approaches bank, it is necessary for them to conduct due diligence on their customers before granting that person access to any account. And so many other ways, even in the engineering sector, for example, you want to construct a house, there is need for you, for example, to conduct soil tests and other form of processes or examination before carrying out your construction or erecting a building. Because if you look at it, due diligence, simply what you are doing, you are examining, you are reviewing, you are carrying out survey, you are probably carrying out also verification. It can be documents, it can be information, it can be anything. So it is very key in whatever you are doing.
Why is it necessary in doing business in Nigeria?
Well, there is this saying that due diligence is the mother of fortune. That is to say, is the bedrock. When you are meeting a person, it is good to know his background, to know what he is into, to know maybe what are the assets and liabilities of that company. because you are looking at the future. You are looking at the potentials of that company, the viability of that company. Well, if you fail to carry out due diligence on that, that means you are probably venturing into a lot of risk. Who knows maybe what will happen in the future. You need to know what are their past records. You need to know what are their past records in terms of dividends and other forms of benefits that will be accrued to you, because any investor probably will definitely need his money back, and plus the gains that is attached to that business. And in the public sector also, when you want to award contracts, it is essential that you carry out due diligence on those companies to see if they have the financial capacity, if they have the technical know-how, if they have the equipment, the machineries to be able to handle such contracts. You cannot just award contract to any company because simply they have registered a company, they are into construction, and other forms of areas.
In a situation where someone or an organization or a company fails to carry out due diligence in any of these areas you just listed, what are the likely repercussions? What exactly is the EFCC trying to avoid or prevent?
Well, if you look at it, the public interest is of paramount importance to the EFCC. So also the image of the country. What we are trying to avoid is loss of license. For example, when it comes to you conducting business, if you fail to conduct proper due diligence, we're also trying to prevent one from criminal prosecution, because if you fail also as a public servant, as an official of government in a public sector, you fail to adhere to the rule of law and due diligence, you are bound to commit some crimes. And it's also tantamount to aiding a crime if you fail to conduct due diligence as enshrined by the law. It also decreases profitability because in the event you fail to conduct due diligence and eventually you fall in the fraudster's trap, God forbid, but definitely maybe your business will suffer a setback. And these are few of the things the EFCC is trying to avoid, and that is why it is always urging the public and even the private sector to conduct due diligence while carrying out their business activities.
I know that the EFCC is all out to fight money laundering, especially in businesses. Right. What connection does this have to due diligence? Okay,
if you look at it, money laundering, it has become a menace in the country, and what EFCC is trying to avoid is, before contracting somebody, before engaging into business with somebody, conduct due diligence about that company, have their addresses, know their viability, as enshrined by the Money Laundering Act, so that you will not fall as a victim of these fraudsters. Because there are some investors that will even come to the country with all sort of manner of approach when it comes to business, but they don't really have the financial capacity to probably engage in those kind of businesses. And at the end of the day, you find out that you invest in a foreign or a shell company outside the country, and you cannot even retrieve your principal, let alone to talk of the profit.
Tell us, CSC Atahir, what does the EFCC say? What is the warning that the EFCC is giving out to the general public?
Okay. First and foremost, if you belong to designated non-financial institutions, businesses and professions, it is expected that you should register with SCUMO. That is a special control unit against money laundering. And it is also good to ensure adherence to the Money Laundering Act 2022 as amended. You also adopt very strong record keeping, because it is essential when it comes to business, not only in the public sector, so also in the private sector. And EFCC also urges all the FIs, that is the financial institutions and designated non-financial businesses and professionals, whether public or private sector, to adhere to the KYC policy as enshrined by the Central Bank of Nigeria.
How well are they responding or complying with this advisory?
Well, from greater extent, there is increase in the number of designated non-financial institutions in registering their businesses with SCUMU. They also attend screening programs and enlightenment programs, seminars, conferences organized by SCUMU, which is the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering.
What is your advice on a personal note now to the general public?
Away from the trying moment, the EFCC remains the last hope of the common man, and the present administration is doing everything humanly possible to ensure that financial institutions, designated non-financial businesses and professions conduct due diligence in the conduct of their businesses. There are also engagements by the management of the EFCC with sometimes the chief compliance officers of the commercial banks in the country, and I'm sure to some extent it has gone a long way in making sure that they conduct due diligence and they adhere strictly to the rule of law. As the saying goes, it is always very important, if you see something, say something, and I can tell you and assure you EFCC will surely do something about it.
And with that, we have come to the end of today's episode of The Eagle. Until we come your way again next week, same time, same station, with another interesting edition. Let's keep the conversation going by sending an email to info@efcc.gov.ng or call us on 0809 332 644. Use the EFCC mobile app, The Eagle Eye, to report any fraud you see happening around you. You download the app, follow the steps, and report fraud on the go. And you can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload them. Also remember to join us every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. on our web-based town hall meeting called EFCC Connect, where we answer your questions and note your observations of the anti-corruption fight in order to serve you better. I am Aisha Muhammad, leaving you with these parting words. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. So let's all be patriotic, let's stand for integrity and do the right thing always. Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. And please do stay safe, be kind to yourself and to others around you, and do enjoy the rest of the week.